Well, hey everyone, welcome back. This is our June 2025 update, and as you can tell, we got mosquitoes. So over there, we got a new addition to the garage, which is the mosquito repellent device. We are zapping mosquitoes all day long, but we got some updates. So as you can tell, there's some stuff over there that's happened. There's some stuff over here that's happening. And there's some stuff over here that's kind of happening. Yeah, plane is on the ground. And there's some stuff that's happened on the top as well. So I got some video clips to share. Let me string these together for you. The first update that we'll talk about is a little bit about what we're doing on the parachute cover. So we'll talk about how that's going. We'll talk a little bit about the canopy and what we've got going on there as far as the fiberglassing, the switches and all that kind of stuff. And a little bit about the wiring that's going on. I also, you'll see back here, there's a luggage door installed. So that's done as well. And yeah, let's just take a look at these video clips. I'll sequence them one by one on that, and then we'll come back and I'll just do a walkthrough basically on some of the stuff that we're at. All right, let's talk about this parachute cover real quick. I'm going to use nut plates where I can, right, to secure this thing, and I'm going to use screws instead of the rivets. And what they normally do is they just say, hey, drill this thing, right, and make it a line, make it look like something happening, right, and then we'll go from there, sort of thing. And so I've got it aligned, and it looks pretty good. And there's two alignment pieces, right? There's this over here, that helps. And then on the inside, and this is the beauty of not having the canopy on right now, is that you can see there's that blast plate, and it fits into that slot really nicely. So when the rocket comes up, it's going to hit that blast plate and then hit the outer skin, and it's going to pop that, right? So that's what I got. I'm going to think about this overnight, and then my goal will be I'll drill the holes for this stuff, and then I've got to pull the skins off, and then I've got to put all the nut plates in where I can. And so I just have to be careful because these holes may end up along some of the interior skins, and if that happens, or the interior structure, so if that happens, then I have to put the nut plate in a different area than I had initially anticipated, right? Because we'll have to figure that part out. But we'll take a look at that in the morning. Probably the biggest thing when we walk over to the other side of the plane. By the way, plane is on the ground fully. So if I didn't cover that already, there you go. I gotta pay attention to my 100 pounds weight on there. 2 buckets full of sand and a bucket of rocks holding the front down. But yeah, so here's how it looks on the other side. All right, it looks pretty good. I just have, I'm pretty close to the structure. You can see a green line here, which is kind of like where one of the pieces of structure is. And, not a big deal, but that's kind of where those nut plates might go up against. So we're going to figure that part out as we go. That's what we got. And that's how that parachute plate is looking right now, parachute skin. Sorry. All right, so I started on the nut certs for the parachute cover. So you can tell what I've done here is I'm just putting this is a 6/32 screw, and these are just the nut certs that are set there. And I've done one side. I still need to take the skin off actually and do the dimpling. But I had you guys saw before, I had the skin on totally and did its thing, and yeah, that's good. So on the table, it's a mess, but yeah, these are what I'm using. And so again, these are just good old aircraft spruce, all right, K1000-6s, and yeah, I got a bunch of number 6 screws. I'm using the the smallest, shortest ones right now for the project. I've got the dies that I'm using. So these came from the Cleveland Tool, and it's just, I don't even know which dimple die bag it is. Right here it is. Dimple die for 3 30-second rivets, right? So the holes for these things are number 40 drill set, and the screw hole is just a straight 3.3 on there. And I'm using my trusty squeezer, and right now I just have the 2 flats on there to squeeze the rivets. So that's that. I've done one side so far, and I got to do the other side, and then I got to pull at least this side off, because I can squeeze the edge on the other side, but I can't squeeze this line down. So I need to get up the DRDT one last time to hit, I don't know, 8 dimples, and then I should be done with that thing. So yeah, there's that. All right, here we are on the other side, and I've already drilled the hole, right? And I did that when the skin was laid down to make sure it matched. And then I've got the nut plate right now, and I've got the screw reversed, so the screw's on the other side, and I've got the nut plate on this side. And what I'm going to just do is I'm going to drill one of the holes and then cleco it, and then drill the second hole. And so I'm just going to do that, drill the hole, cleco, drill the second hole. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I do have to watch out, because right here, there's structure in here, right? So I got to make sure that when this nut plate goes in, that it fits. It's going to fit right against this pretty close. So I have to make sure that I'm perfectly straight here, because there's not much wiggle room. And then these are all free, easy to do. This one I need to watch out a little bit, because I got structure over here, obviously. So I just need to make sure it's at the right angle for that. But that's what I got to do on this side, and then I can go back and I'll do the larger dimples along this edge, because it's easy to do with a pneumatic as well. So I won't have to pull this skin off, which is fantastic. I do need to pull again that. All right, y'all, here we are. This side is also done. Yeah, it's looking really good all the way around. I'm super happy the way this is looking. And so this skin, of course, I'll lay the skin back down, and we'll get that done. And then, yeah, the next couple days, I gotta clean all these holes out, and then I've got the silica in, so I can just run a bead of silica along it, get it sealed, start the rivet process, and then move up. And then when I'm up here, I'll do the same thing with a bead of silica, secure this all, make it all nice and tight. So that'll happen here. Again, the other skin's got to come off tomorrow, so I can do the last few dimples on it. But you can tell how it's looking on the inside as well. So super easy, just time consuming to get done. But hoping that this saves me a ton of work later on in life when I have to do parachute maintenance, and I won't be drilling out rivets and losing rivet heads in the plane. I'll just have nice, easy screws to take in and out of that instead, and I'll be losing screws in the plane instead. Awesome. So, all right, here we go. Well, okay, let's talk about this canopy real quick, because I do have some work that's done on it. So one of the things that I did is I talked to Sling the other day about, can I use something like this to run my cabling through? And they're like, not really. And I was thinking about, opening it up, maybe doing a little bit more fiberglass there. But that's a bit of a problem on that area. So we do have to go to the back and you know, that means that we're over here on basically on that hole to work on cabling. So I got a bunch of cables that are going to go up on that side. I might be able to get up on this side as well. So I need to just explore this a little bit. There's obviously just nothing, there's nothing here like the other side has a tube, but fishing it seems possible on that side. So we'll see what our options are on that. Now, I do have this thing pretty much done. Obviously, this is the overhead. It's a hot mess right now. I need to pull it out of the mold. I did basically 7 layers of fiberglass on it. I gotta cut it free of the mold, but again, like it's the one that's gonna go right there, right? So it's gonna end up sitting in there like so eventually. So it's closer, and I did this over the last 2 days because obviously it takes a little time to cure. And I have metal blanks in here. Now, if I did this mold again, I'd probably do it the other way, right? Because the previous user of this mold built it to where it's a layup. I would prefer to have the mold the other way around so that that way I already have the dimples for the axis covers and all that kind of stuff set. Now, this mold, I'm going to have to do a lot of sanding, right, to get this back flush with the panel. So that's the first thing that I do is I got to sand this area flush, and the same thing with the front and get that sanded flush. But everything else is pretty good. So we'll see what that does. And then of course I got to lay fiberglass in onto the skin as well once this is basically ready to go. But I need to do a little bit more work for that. But tomorrow I'll pop this free out of the mold because it'll be 24 hours. And then we'll see what happens. Now, this stuff is, again, it's just total boat kind of stuff. All right, I'm using slow hardeners because it's really hot. And of course, I got the wax that I did the mold with. So I did 6 coats of wax. And again, I'm just using some brushes. And I had some filler material left. And the fiberglass cloth that I just ended up with, this is Home Depot's kind of stuff. It's fiberglass cloth. And just use 2 bags of this basically to do that so far, and I have enough to lay the fiberglass in and take care of the perimeter. Now, luggage door is the other thing that I've really been working on. I have the frame is basically easy, right? It's something that's there. Now, there is a little bit of a curve here, and so I've been hammering at this thing for a while, and I basically have what I need now. It looks sharper on the back than it does on the front, but there is a bit of a hook in there that I need to still hammer out. But basically, this is laying in there pretty good. So overall, I'm pretty happy. I got this little lip that I'm working on right now with the hammer. So I'm gonna knock this down a little bit, and that'll help with this final little bit here as well. But that's kind of the afternoon project to get done. And then of course I'll set this in. But that's basically all that I have so far this weekend accomplished. So I don't know. Obviously my garage is still a mess because I have everything everywhere. But again, this is the thing. This is where it says the curve is. This is the curve line, and that's tricky to get done. But you know, you can tell I definitely tried to get it in there all the way. But this is a pretty thick piece of metal, and without like an English wheel or something, this becomes a bit more complex to get bent. So that's that. Well, I just use the little spatula to and some bicycle kind of tools to prop this thing out. And so there we go. Mold's in good shape, and this thing, yeah. So here you can see my reinforcement that's in there, and so that's solidly in a layer of resin. And yeah, I got obviously we got work to do here because I need to do a lot of grinding now to get this thing into position. But it's gonna end up like this. I got a lot of grinding to do to clear up everything, so I gotta basically take it to the edge all the way around, get this cleaned up, and then go from there. But yeah, that's going to take a day or two for it to go. But this is cool. You can see where I put the metal, and obviously like the light switch cover, look at that. It's right here, so you can see how that's going to end up going on the other side. But I basically put the metal there to be able to put the riv nuts in, and then I put some support here in case I wanted to do an extra, maybe I'll do an extra riv nut right down here, for instance, just to help secure the whole assembly a little bit, make it a little bit stronger. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, there's that. Looks like one little void here, but it's not going to matter because, again, we're gonna take the saw and cut right along here, so it's going to be fine, and that's super cool. All right, so this wax, 6 coats of that worked perfect without any other PFT coating or whatever other people have done, but this is ideal. There you go. All right, first day of sanding done. Looks a lot better. I also did the edge cutting, as you can tell. So it's getting closer. That's the temp panel. So let's lay that back down in there again. So something like that. That's how it's gonna lay. I gotta still cut all these edges back, right? So I've still got to redraw my lines and then cut, and so we're getting closer to this every time. But again, still a work in art there to get it right. But at least metal edges are here, metal edges here. So I think my goal in the next couple days, whenever I tackle this again, is to I gotta pop a hole in here and then try to push these plates, try to push this plate out, which is the big one, and then try to push this other plate out, and then hopefully they pop 3 with the Tevdek tape on them, and they leave a nice edge that I can just do a nice sanding on to help with the relief, and then yeah, we'll see. Oh, upside down, but yeah, you get it, right? So that's the overall plan. We'll see if it works, but that's where it's going right now. All right. Well, this was pretty easy. So I just used my drill and just basically tapped 2 holes on the back, and then used the rivet punch, and yeah, 1 punch basically this thing came flying out, so that's good. So I again got some cleanup work to do on this, which is fine, but yeah, that's there, and this side's nice little cover fit right now. I got some cut lines here that I'll start with a little bit later, but basically, as we get closer and closer to the right fit, we'll get to cutting this thing down a little bit more. and then sanding the bottom to make sure it matches the curve of the fuselage canopy, and then we'll get it ready. But it's getting closer and closer. All right, let's quickly talk canopy update. As you can tell, I did some cool work over here. I've cut this down, and I've just, I still need to do a little work here to make this sanding clean and all that kind of stuff, but I'll get there on that side. I started laying out all the connectors I need. I'm going to use a 10 pin. This is, just a Delphi GT 150 kind of connector. And so it fits perfectly down in here. And, like someone said, hey, you can't put a connector in here. Just wire straight into the switches. And I was like, that's going to be a major pain when, you're holding your hands up for a long time connecting each individual switch wire. So I was like, why don't I just get a connector and do that? And so there's actually 9 pins going out this far, 9 cables for these 6 switches. But a 10 connector also carries the shield all the way out here, because the wire, of course, is it's a shielded, and so here's these little shield solder sleeves, right? And so this is a 22 solder sleeve, basically pre-done, and then so you connect the shield, melted, and then you got the shield wire, and so that'll be nice, right? Because you got a shield wire and you got a shield that you can carry all the way through the connectors on the way out. And that's perfect. Now, the other thing I got to do is I have a USB plug, and I can't remember where it is, but somewhere around here is a 3.5 millimeter jack, and so the GoPro is going to go back here somewhere. And so I got to put another hole in the canopy for the GoPro wire, and I got to make the mold for it, which I've got some molding clay on order, and so I'll do some molding clay, and then this is a USB. It's going to go basically right there, and the 3.5 millimeter jack is going to go right there, and then the GoPro can just sit on top of whatever dome thing that I make here. But I'm gonna try to make it like that, basically, over there, and maybe a little bit more aggressive because I don't want it taking up a ton of space. But I'm gonna make a nice mold for it and get that fitted in and make that a thing shortly. So I gotta do that. But all right, let's switch topics back into the plane. Okay, so skins. I started doing the inside skins. There's something I don't like. So I have problems. First one is right here. I'm gonna need to do a trim because this edge is in the way with the bolt. So that's gotta, at least the side's gotta get cut to make me be able to reach the bolt head. Down here, it's a separate story. It looks possible to get a tool in there. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. Maybe I'll have to cut the flange, but most likely I will cut the flange anyway because over here. So yeah, this is where the fuel's supposed to go through, right? And that's a problem. This one's better. Sorry for the graphical nature of that, but everyone blocked. This one I have for the vapor wires for the boost pumps. So I just need to drill a nice hole for it and get the wire over there. But while I take that inside skin out, I'm going to do that as well. The other thing that I need to do is, my skins, don't align on the bottom, and so that is one problem all the way down here. They don't align, and so I'd rather be aligned with the sidewall as my take, because one, it's going to be easier for me to miss that sidewall all the way down. Two, the skin is not really aligning with the structure underneath, right? The rails that are running there. You can see where the rivet line is, and so I'm not going to really have a problem on that front. So I'm not too worried about it. Now, I'm just going to have to, when I pull the skin off, I'm just going to have to do some drilling, and I've already got the holes marked. But most likely what I'll do is I'll take the skin off, tweak the cuts that I need to make over here, and then do that work. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is, let me hold the camera this way. I've got a little bit of you can hear it pop, 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 pop. It'll get better once these are tightened, right? But there's still going to be that little tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of metal. I'm going to use an L channel, which is basically a 3/4 by half L channel, and there's enough space between here and the skin to do it. And so I'm going to put a bracket. I'm going to put a bracket right here. I'm going to put extra rivets and just string a piece here. So this is tight, so that it doesn't make that. So that is also the modification that I'm going to do on that, to make sure it's just a little bit better and less pop sounded. Obviously, there's still going to be another panel that goes on inside of this, right? The finishing panel goes on the outside of this guy as well, or inside of this guy, I guess you could say. But that's that. The same problem is on the other side, so it's universal. The blogs all say the same problem with these, especially with the flat pack kits, that there's a problem with the way that these skins are. So yay. So I'm gonna go back and do that, make sure those sides are in. Once these sides are in, I'll revisit the control stick areas, because I need to finish that off as well. But one at a time right now is what I'm trying to get to. So I'm going to take care of that one thing, and I'm going to take care of the next thing, and then we'll take care of the next thing. But slowly but surely here. All right, so real quick, I pulled the panel out and just take a look. You can see the green dot is where I'm off. The S is a hole, so I'm off pretty good amount, honestly. Pretty good amount. So that is all the way up. That distance is all the way up and down from where we're at. The other thing that I noticed, and I forgot about, is that there's a riv nut back here. That riv nut we didn't see either. So we're also going to have to cut the skin down there to make room for the riv nut. So, yeah. All right, well, let's get to cutting, and then we'll get to drilling, and then we'll get to putting together. Okay, well, here we have the inside side skin out, and what I've done already is I've gone ahead and trimmed out the fuel line holes that were interfering. And I just took the drill with a nice metal hole saw bit in there, and we just drilled a pilot hole, and we drilled, and anything left to clean up, I just used some metal snips for. And I also did the top edge, because there's a wing bolt that's right here that this tab would block, and I just cleared that up. And then the same thing down here at the bottom edge, there's a riv nut that's right around here, and so just cleaned that up as well to make sure that we had good access to that riv nut. So that's that. I am going to put one piece of structure right from here to there just to stiffen this part of the skin up again, so it doesn't make the metal oil canning sound. So I've got to cut that piece in a few minutes, and then I'll attach it with some rivets, and then the skin will be able to go back in the plane itself. But I'm going to do the other one first with this stuff so I can get rid of those tools, and then get to that on both of them, and then drop them back in. Cool. Okay, so let's talk a little bit, now that you guys seen the clips, let's talk about where we are now. So the first part is this canopy. What are we doing? So as you can tell, the switch panel, that's pretty straightforward. It's laying in the right spot now. What I do need to do is, well, it's shifted since the last time I've seen it, but it's basically where it needs to go. I need to fiberglass that in, and then I need to do a little bit of cleanup work just to make sure that everything goes for it well. I did start the wiring for it as well, so this is the current state, and so I've got wiring basically started on it. This is going to go to, like I said, it's going to go to a 10 connector, basically for a GT 150 style connector. So there's plenty of room in this space here to put a connector in. So I'm just going to lay the connector in, and I'll put a little foam on the back side of this, and a little foam in there just to make sure that if it vibrates a little bit, it's not going to make any noise. It's going to be kind of insulated from that perspective. But yeah, so that's this. I started this last I think Monday night late. It's been a couple of days since I've touched it, but you know, it's all 22 gauge wire, and it's going to basically 10. Let's go on. It's there's a shielded 10 wire that I've got from Aircraft Spruce, and so well, actually it's shielded 9. It does have one shield in there, and that shield is going to get run back to the aircraft ground on it, just on one side. The USB side of the house, this is, I'm going to fiberglass this in. You guys probably haven't seen this, but I need to finish making the fiberglass shelf for this. This is just kind of the mold template right now. And it's going to have the USB, and it's going to have a 3.5 millimeter jack, and then it's going to have the GoPro mount as well on there. So it's going to be super cool, easy on that side, and a very short USB power for it, and a very short audio cable to plug into the GoPro from there, so it's not a huge mess, and it's almost a semi-permanent mount at that point, right? So very, very nice on that side. And I've got that to take care of on that side. The wiring, basically I need to, like I said in the video, I got to expand that port, bring the wiring in over there. But I have everything now. I got to take the doors off of this thing, obviously, and finish the fiberglassing into place, and then I'll put the I'll paint this whole thing into its final coat, and we'll take care of it from that perspective. But I got to mount those, I got to paint the whole thing, and kind of go from that perspective. Cool. Over here, in my wiring bundle, this is all the wiring that's is destined for the switch panel. There's the audio cable here that's going up for the 3.5, and there's also the USB power in this harness. So this is all laying here. It's got a 6-foot bundle cord, which obviously 6 foot of cable is going to probably get me down and probably right around here, that I've got to put a connector in, and then I got to go all the way back, and then I got to end up over here to drill a hole so the canopy, and of course, will sit on this rail, right, and boom, up the top. All right, on the panel itself, I basically just have to have the wires laying in position, so everything's where it needs to be. Basically, I haven't zip tied anything in place. I haven't done anything with the VPX. All those VPX wires are laying around where it needs to be. That's good. I do have the side skins in. I think you saw that from the video. I need to go back still. I need to finish this edge. Obviously, there's like 3 rivets here that I need to do. But I need to run a sealant here, and of course the sealant up here, and then I'm done with that. I did install the piece that I needed for the plug, so the CPC connector. It's framed out, ready to go. The seat belt side, that's installed. So all these holes I had to drill up, right? So they're all, this is 4.8. The seat one is a 1/4 drill, and that's set. The same thing's on the other side, set on that side. And sorry about that. There it is on that side. So you can see on the inside how that looks. This is my other wiring. So this is the canopy overhead lights. And so, yeah, I got this. So I'm gonna put a 4-pin on this connector. GT 150 also will be right here, and I'll be able to plug that in pretty straightforward on that front. And it just matches, like everything in my canopy, everything in the plane is all GT connectors or CPCs. So that makes that nice. All right, parachute box. Yeah, the foam is all in. I put some edging in, so there's rubber grommet protection on both, so that's nice. You can see I've got the screws in the place, so that's all good to go. And luggage door is in. What I don't like about this, I don't know if this is right yet, but this is the latch that they provided me for the luggage door, and I'm like, that's kind of, is that sketch or is it me that's sketch? It feels kind of sketch. So I don't know, guys. I don't like what I'm seeing here. But I know the instructions say bend and bend, but I'm like, what is it gonna go to the bottom of the frame here and connect there instead? Maybe. So I don't know. I gotta look at someone else's. I gotta look at someone else's lock, but this is the way I have it right now. And I guess, it's in place for the moment, so it's what it is. But this is what I got, and this latch doesn't even look like the latch that's in the drawing. So, whatever. Yeah. All right. Workbench area. Workbench. Still a freaking disaster. This bag should go away pretty soon. This is the seat belts. So while I'm doing the fiberglass, I'm going to do the seat belts, get rid of this. So that'll get into the plane. That's the front of the panel. That's going to stay out for a while. I just need to find a better home for it. This is my fiberglass working area, so it's going to stay here for a while, and of course the canopy and my vacuum. So I did save the Sling sign off that last crate. I got another crate coming, so I'll have one more of these that I'll cut down. I'm kind of sad because I did drop, you see some dark dots. That's epoxy resin, so maybe I screwed up the sign. I don't know yet. I might, see if I can sand it lightly and get rid of it. I don't know, but I screwed that up. But and I have to straighten it. I still need to put a square on it and make it nicer. And then I was thinking about framing it and just putting a molding trim around it and just making it kind of cool. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's a side project as well that I just want to do. Last thing, some people asked me about this, the switch panel, and asked me if I wanted to make some to do it. And honestly, I could probably make a couple of these. I'll be at Sling Ding at our venture as well. So if you guys want to reach out and talk to me at our venture about this, honestly, this probably took about $800 worth of labor to do for me, and it's still rough. I still need to go back and sand more and do a lot of work. If you guys want it in semi this-ish shape and then take it from there, I mean, that's cool. I've obviously got the mold that I can make a couple more of, so I'm happy to do it. So, thought. All right, so yeah, that's where we are. The current state of kits. I have a firewall forward kit coming. I have room for it. So I'm looking forward to it too, because honestly, I need to finish this, but I can't because the battery box and the firewall stiffener that goes by the battery box, all that is in firewall forward kit. So as soon as I get that, I can do some work there, and it'll be better. And I'll be able to put the insulation on for this. And my goal is going to be, there's that kind of stainless fiberglass firewall shield. I'm going to put that on the front that people have suggested. And then on the back side, I'm going to put the stuff that Sling sends on there. And that should be fine. But the riv nuts, all that kind of stuff, I need to put all that in. And then there's some stuff happening over here. I need to figure out the support for the heater distribution box thing. That's the the new octopus duct. There's no support right there. As you can tell, this thing is empty. And for you people who have already built, this is usually where the heater fan goes. And there's usually radiator hoses that come in through the firewall and connect to it. And that's, the blower heats through a core and you get warm air that way. Well, I have the engine heat shroud for the exhaust, and that just comes in. It goes through, the hole in the firewall and warms the cabin. But it has a splitter box on it, and there's nothing to support the splitter box. There's no mounting anything on the splitter box itself. It's just, here's this piece of duct, and it's supposed to float with other pieces of duct in that space. It seems like it's just going to rattle around. Seems very rattly. So I I'm going to put a couple pieces of metal in there, obviously. So one thing that I did, I think in the last video, right, I put these there, you can see them right here. I put these metal tabs when I did the work to put in the panel, and so I can attach strap to that, and I can attach that strap to the firewall side as well as soon as I have the rest of the pieces there. And so that's likely my course of action, is to create some sort of like V there so that I can support the ducting for the heat and get that into the right space, because otherwise it's going to be like laying on my legs or getting in the way of the pedals or something. And I'd rather have some point to attach and do all that stuff with, and I don't have that currently. So that I'm going to create. I'm going to build those pieces as I get there. But I'll take a look to see what's in the firewall forward kit as far as that goes, get the firewall basically set up, and then take a look at that. I have an update on the engine as well. Apparently Sling has a ton of engines sitting in South Africa right now, and they are getting air shipped sometime in the coming couple of weeks. So I've got a firewall forward kit to get. Empty that crate, get rid of that crate, and then make room to put an engine crate. And once I get the engine crate in, I need to do something with the garage, because I've got to move the plane back another, I don't know, 2 foot. So there's the front of the garage right there, and there's a foot of space, maybe more. So I gotta go backwards, which means the tool chest that's back there, I need to basically crab the plane into a little bit of an angle, more than it is now, so that I have room to mount the engine on this thing. And then the engine is the weight that I basically needed, so that I can do some of the other stuff. But my goal is, in the next couple weeks, get this canopy fully done, inside painted, doors painted, and get it onto there. Take care of the basic wiring for that, and then I can pull the jigs out and put the rear skins in, and I don't know, go to the Midwest Build Center and figure out what to do next. That'll be October, probably. I don't know. We got to talk to the Midwest guys and see when they're doing it. I also heard a rumor that there might be a Rotax engine workshop sometime happening at the Midwest Build Center. But we'll see. If it happens, I'll be going there as well. There's also a shop north of me that's an actual Rotax place, and they were setting up to do training some time ago, but I haven't seen it quite yet happen. But once it happens, I'll post it on Facebook, and I'll see if I can get a couple people to also come out for Rotax training, because I want to get that done as well, and pick up a nice little certificate of me knowing what I'm doing with Rotax engines. That'll be fun. All right, so that's what we got. Sorry about posting this video a couple of days late. It's been extremely busy at work. This is actually the first day that I've been by the plane for a couple of days, and yeah, hopefully this weekend I'll be able to get some things done, get life straightened out, and continue building from there. Oshkosh now, God, it's basically in 3 weeks. So my plan is to be there Monday. I'll be there Wednesday, probably late in the day, because really just gonna do fireworks and that kind of stuff, and then I'll be there Thursday most of the day as well, and I'll be at Sling Ding. So if you guys see me, let's talk. If you're interested in that panel, let's talk. Let's be realistic about what you want when you want it, that kind of stuff. And we'll do what we need to get done. Maybe if the Midwest guys want it as well, maybe I can just hand it off to those guys and be like, hey, here's the mold, it works, and maybe we can hand it off to them because they make a pretty good wiring kit for it already, and maybe they can make it a package deal or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out though, but I don't want to be in the business full time doing that work, but I'm willing to definitely help a couple people out who are interested in putting a wired panel together up on the top and make their aircraft a little bit more unique and a little bit more customized for what they want to do and their mission, right? Cool. All right. See you guys at our venture. Bye.